Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Mucedorus and we get to hear from Mouse today in Act 1, Scene 11. Now, things that have happened. There was the kerfluffle at the rendezvous point where Amandine ended up going away with Bremo, and then Mucedorus showed up and he got scared because Mouse was being chased by a woman whose mug he stole or pot he stole, whatever you want to call it. And then Shakesyear came in and set Mouse to try to find the shepherd and Amandine, who had run away together, even though she didn't. She's with the cannibal Bremo. And then we got to, in Act 1, Scene 10, we got to check in a little bit with Mucedorus' father, the king of Valencia, who's upset that his son is missing, but then we find out through Anselmo that no, he's not. He's gone to pursue his true love, and the king is like, okay, let's go find him. And at the beginning of Act 1, Scene 11 yesterday, we had Mucedorus coming in and saying, she's kind of got to come back here at some point, so I'm just going to kind of hang out and wait, but I'm going to disguise myself now as a hermit instead of a shepherd because people are looking for a shepherd. They're not going to be looking for a hermit. So he changes his clothes and he's like, actually, I can pull this off. I make a pretty good hermit here. And then Mouse comes in, and Mouse is likely a little bit intoxicated, as Mouse tends to be, and he's like, have you seen a shepherd around here anyway? I'm looking for a shepherd and this woman. And Mucedorus is like, you're looking for a shepherd? Why? Like, can you tell me what happened? And Mouse says, yes, that I can. 'Tis this. My master and Amandine walking one day abroad, nearer to these woods than they were used. About what I cannot tell. But towards them comes running a great bear. Now my master, he played the man and ran away, and Amandine crying after him. Now, sir, comes me a shepherd and strikes off the bear's head. Now, whether the bear were dead before or no, I cannot tell, for bring 20 bears before me and bind their hands and feet, and I'll kill them all. Now, ever since, Amandine has been in love with the shepherd, and for goodwill, she's even run away with the shepherd. So this is Mouse recounting the story of the bear and Shakesyear running away and Mucedorus coming in as the shepherd and sharing it. But it's interesting some of the liberties that he's taken with the story, saying he doesn't know if Mucedorus actually killed the bear or not, or just like found a dead bear and cut its head off. Because he's like, give me 20 bears that are bound and I can absolutely kill them. That's, yeah, great feat there, Mouse. But he's like, but anyway, Amandine has been in love with the shepherd ever since, and she ran away with him. So that's where that all is. And they continue chatting for another minute. And Mucedorus asks Mouse, like, can you describe the shepherd? And he's like, oh, well, I'll help look for the shepherd, but how can I find you if I find the shepherd? And Mouse is like, I'm usually in the kitchen eating or in the bar drinking. And he then exits, presumably to do one of those things. And Mucedorus turns back and he's like, it's Amandine should be here by now. It's weird that she's not. Maybe she's lost somewhere in the woods. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find her. So, but as soon as he leaves, Bremo and Amandine come in, and Bremo is like, isn't this fabulous living in the woods like this, my queen? And she's like, no, I'm actually in love with this shepherd. And Bremo is like, you shouldn't be in love with him. And he starts berating her for that and tells her to put her head on the block. Like he's going to kill her now because she's in love with somebody else. So she starts begging for his mercy. And he's like, you're so beautiful. Of course, I'll treat you like a queen, and I'll give you this, and the birds will sing your name, and you'll have this, and at night I will be the one to embrace you in my arms. And meanwhile, she's having all these little asides that are like, yeah, somebody's going to hold me in their arms at night, but not you. Kind of a thing. So she keeps having these little asides while Bremo is describing how he's going to treat her as a queen. And then towards, he gets to some sort of conclusion with that right as Mucedorus is entering. And Bremo looks and sees Mucedorus, who's in disguise as a hermit, and he's like, hey, honey, check it out. Dinner just arrived, and he's big enough to feed both of us. And he turns to Mucedorus. He's like, okay, are you here to actually fight or are you here to die? And Mucedorus is like, I don't have a weapon. How can I fight? And he's like, well, then you're here to die. And they get into a little bit of back and forth of like, no, I don't want to die. And Amandine jumps in too. She's like, please don't kill him. And she's finally, she begs with Bremo. She's like, please, for my sake, don't kill him. Just listen to him. Hear what he has to say. Please let him speak for my sake. And Bremo's like, okay, fine, but keep it short. And Mucedorus' response is a rather long monologue that we will get to hear tomorrow. So I will see you then for that. Mwah.